Grace and peace, y'all. Hope everybody's prayed up for the morning already. Got your word in. You done spoke to the Lord. Let's get into this word. So I am was in, because the page is turned, because the one was gone. I was in Matthew 16, right? Very kind of the beginning, about verse 5 all the way to about 12. In the very beginning of it, it starts out with, when they went across the lake, the disciples forgot to take bread. Be careful, Jesus said to them. Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They discussed it amongst themselves and said, is it because we didn't bring any bread? I love it because it's such a natural thing to do, you would think, right? No, we didn't bring any bread. That's the reason why Jesus is like, what's going on, right? But it was way more than that. When Jesus is discussing yeast, he's using symbolism. Kind of like how this day and age uses POVs and memes for the most part. He's using symbolism. And he's comparing the small amount of yeast that you use to bake a whole loaf of bread to the teachings of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, indicating how just a little bit of sin, opening the door for just a tiny bit of sin, opens up the floodgates. Alright, so I just got the vision, Lord, the Spirit just laid on my heart. If you have a cup of water and you add 1 drop of red paint, now the water does not turn that deep shade of red, whatever the paint was originally, but it does get diluted. The water does change. It is no longer in its pure form. It is now tainted. And that's what happens when you add a little bit of sin to the mix, thinking, oh, it's just one time. You open the door for the next time, and the next time. It just gets easier to sin once you open the door. And that's what Jesus is warning them about. The second lesson that I see here, second one, is that he told them to beware. And the first thing they did was discuss it amongst themselves, saying, is it because we didn't bring the bread? It actually annoyed Jesus a bit. He went into an explanation in verse 8 to 12 where he tells them, do y'all not know who I am? I make bread. I make bread. I turn 5 loaves into 5,000. Like, he's dropping knowledge. Like, y'all know who I am? Why are y'all discussing bread? That is not what I was talking about. But his annoyance did not come from the fact that they did not understand. It came from the fact that they did not seek to understand. They tried to create their own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. All they had to do was ask for clarification instead of trying to come up with the ideas. And this is something we all are guilty of at some point in our lives. We are taught by our society that the information is within your own mind. Use your own mind. Use your own understanding of it. Even from young, they'll teach small children when they're taking tests. If you don't know the answer, just go with your best guess. Or don't leave any answers blank. These are teachings that specifically go against seeking the Lord to understand what is going on around you, what is being applied. We have to start to gravitate away from the need to make everything fit our society's standards, because it's not always that way. When you look at a situation in an abstract way, it gives you way more understanding of the dynamics of what's going on. When you go through a situation, normally you can only see it from your own point of view. Most people can only see it from their point of view. When you step outside yourself, you can maybe see how somebody else felt in the situation, how something triggered them to move a certain way. So understanding that the Lord gives you that understanding when you seek it will make your life a lot easier. You will stop looking at losses as losses because you understand that you can't lose something that wasn't for you in the first place. I'm going to leave this here.